Alrighty guys, so the Witcher 3 Wild Hunt Next Gen just got another PC hotfix. So we're going to be doing the same thing that we did in the last video and just seeing if the performance is any better. And we're going to do side-by-side comparisons between PC hotfix number 1 and PC hotfix number 2, which is the current one. So before we get started, let me show you the settings that I was using because I didn't do this in the previous video. So as you can see, we're not using ray tracing because simply my computer, it isn't powerful enough to run it. We'd be at like 20 or 30 FPS. So I'm just not going to do that because that's not realistic. That's not how I would play the game. And then we're using TAAU, all these settings right here, as you can see. And I do play at 1440p, in case you were wondering. And yeah, those are the settings, and those are the settings that I used in the previous video. So everything is going to be the same. I'm also in the same area, and that's also the same time of day. So yeah, we're trying to keep everything the same here to get the best results possible. But yeah, let's run through the same area that I ran through last time. And right off the bat, I'm already just noticing something here is that it feels a lot smoother, and the FPS isn't very different. It might be a little bit better. We're up in the mid 80s, so that's good. Almost 90. But one thing I'm noticing is it just feels a lot smoother, and it just feels like the stutters aren't dropping as low. It just feels way smoother, even though the FPS isn't much different. It feels a lot better. In this market area up here, my FPS always drops quite a bit. Oh yeah, we go into the 50s, just like we did last time. 65. That is definitely better though, for sure. Yeah, it is definitely better. And what I'm noticing is if you look at the second number, the one below the FPS number, that is your 1% lows. So anytime the FPS drops, that's what it records, is the lowest that it drops. And that number is much higher than it usually was. Before, it would hang out in the 40s and 30s, and it's up at around 55. So overall, the FPS is a lot more stable, which results in a much better playing experience. Even though the FPS isn't much better, just having that the 1% lows be higher gives you a much smoother and better feeling experience, for sure. I'm still having a CPU bottleneck, which is weird because on DirectX 11, which is what I play on normally, I don't have a CPU bottleneck. So that is kind of weird, but, you know, it is what it is. We're up into the 90s right now. I would say it's for sure better in the FPS department, maybe a little bit higher. But what it's doing a lot better in is the 1% lows. All right, now that we've done that comparison, one thing I want to do is head over to Novigrad into this market area, because when I was playing last night before the update, I was getting really bad frame drops there, like really bad. So I want to head over there and just see if it's gotten any better. So yeah, I'll be over there in a minute. All right, so we're in this market area, and I don't know. I wasn't recording my FPS last night when I was playing, so I don't know what it was at, but it definitely feels a lot smoother, for sure. Like I was getting, if I had to guess what it was dropping down to, I would say into the 40s or maybe even into the 30s. And it is just staying so much more stable, for sure. Yeah, that is awesome. This update is definitely a step in the right direction, so I am very glad to see that. Now, this is not going to be your saving grace. You know, if you were stuck in the 40s or 30 FPS mark, you aren't going to get like another 30 FPS with this update. That ain't what this is. But it is definitely a step in the right direction, which is awesome. And now that we got the FPS comparisons out of the way, I'm just going to go over the few things that they changed in this update. It was only 5 things, but I'll go over them quickly. They fixed some things with photo mode. I don't use photo mode, so I don't really know what the fixes are, and they didn't mention them. They just said fixes to photo mode. And then they fixed some things with the Arabic language in the game. Then they fixed the bug with toxicity level being stuck at max level, which I don't think I ever experienced this bug, but that would be a real pain in the ass if it was stuck at max level. So that's good that they fixed that. Then they did some Steam Deck improvements. They once again don't mention what the improvements are. Probably something related to performance or something. And then they just say "and more," so they didn't go very in depth on what they fixed in the update. But yeah, that's about it for today's video, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys found that helpful, and make sure you let me know down in the comments if your performance is better, if your FPS is better. So because you know I'm only one person here, I only got one kind of computer, so I'm always curious what you guys have to say in the comments. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next video. And oh, get subscribed, because anytime this game gets a hotfix, I'll do one of these kinds of videos where we test the performance and go over the patch notes. But yeah, that's enough talking. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.